I got stuff for you.
Holy moly. I need to get some snakes and release them around my house.
But they love eating people. They love eating kids.
These guys are the scientists of the supernatural, lecturers leaving lessons for inquiring laymen. They are applying the scientific method to a world that baffles science. They are the cryptids of the corn.
Every day that you open your mouth,
I know, right?
I'm more convinced that you're abducted by aliens.
No.
And it just stood up. I mean, it just like kept going and going. And she goes, what the?
These are idiots.
I was laughing reading this because I already knew how you would feel.
Idiot. What part of the story fits your balloon?
Well,
This isn't a UFO. But who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Batman.
Well, Mothman.
Oh yeah, Mothman.
Well, everyone, I think we know exactly what it is. So say it all with me. It was the sandhill crane.
Would you try it?
No.
You wouldn't eat it?
No.
Why?
Because they're probably toxic. There'd be a lot of poop in my pants. I've seen a 6-foot alligator go swinging through the air and slam into a tree. Welcome back to Cryptids Podcast. I am the great and powerful Mr. E.
And I'm J Clone 27. The best clone.
And if you don't like mispronounced words, this is definitely not the episode.
No, it's not. Or the podcast, really. The whole podcast, if you don't like
Throw it all
mispronounced.
out.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So how'd you say this one?
I would say Khaiyr is what I would say.
I was saying it kind of close to that.
Okay. Well, hey, before we get into that, let's remind everyone, coming up in Arkansas, Little Rock, North
Little Rock.
North, not short. North Little Rock, Arkansas. We got the Arkansas is a Cryptid Fest.
Yes. We'll be presenting.
We are presenting.
Buy tickets.
Drunken Cryptids podcast putting it on with Matthew Orton.
Horton?
Horton, yeah.
Here's a
Here's I got no one's funny.
a dog man.
Named.
Well,
So
that'd
yeah,
be a good kids book for him.
Dog man with
Morton here is a dog man.
Orton. Here's a dog man.
Yeah.
Gosh, that'd be funny. There's some good material coming up. But yeah, that's coming up. So stay tuned.
We will have a live show in May. Tickets will be on sale very soon, as of when this episode comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We're hammering out it may already be out by the time this comes out. We're hammering out the details. It should be towards the end of May. Jay said the Arkansas Cryptid Fest, June 6th, North Little Rock, Arkansas. Check it out. Old Bart's.
Old Bart's, yep. We're really excited. So, I don't know. We're really excited. We were down there in Arkansas last year, and it was really fun.
Yeah, it's great.
So we're really excited to come back this year, and it's going to be, it's the first year. It's the first year for the Arkansas Cryptid Fest.
Then we have the Hiking Hills Bigfoot Festival.
Later in the year.
Late in August, second weekend in August, I believe. It's, I think, 2 days now.
Yep.
You want to camp, get your spots early. We're very excited to be there again. And then there's the Indiana Bigfoot Conference we're speaking at.
Yep.
I just talked to them last night as we're recording this. And then our event, right?
Yeah.
And then I think that's it for our year this year. So far.
So far. As of right now.
Yeah, we're going to sprinkle some other stuff in.
2026. It is here.
You got any other announcements?
That was the big one off the rip. I wanted to just make sure we mention or start mentioning. But yeah, come out and see us live. Come talk with us, visit with us. We enjoy it. That's our favorite part about doing all this. The community we've cultivated doing this show and all the friends and family we've met now over the past 4 years, going on 5, has kind of been wild and pretty cool. And, it's just nice how those things happen in life, You just put yourself out there and the world returns the favor.
I'm trying to think of anything else. Work on the homestead is officially underway.
Oh, yeah.
Money has traded hands, quite large sums of money.
We haven't really talked about that in a minute either.
Yeah. If you want to donate, you can send me a check.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
$18,000 would be much appreciated.
So the homestead's coming along. The studio's still crawling along.
Yeah, I was going to say, that has to happen pretty soon.
Yeah, I know. It needs to
at least
soon.
a basic version of it.
Mm-hmm. Which it is. Finally, we just kind of lost all of our help and stuff buttoning up the outside. But it's 90%. The outside's 90% of the way done. All the sidings nearly put up, and it's got doors and a roof and new siding and
not raccoon worms coming out of everything.
yeah, everything, literally everything, and raccoon poo falling out of every hole and crack and cranny, and yeah, that was gross. So yeah, nice studio. Fat Mucket Studios in development still.
I'm gonna see if I can find somebody to make like a wood carving of a giant fat mucket.
Ugh. Yeah.
For the front of the studio.
I mean, it'd be nice. It would be nice. A giant wood fat mucket.
Or, I mean, if any of you guys are artists, can make a large fat mucket, a weatherproof fat mucket, we'll put it on the roof or hang it by the road and put like Fat Mucket Studios on the side of it.
Yeah.
That could be our tourist attraction.
Yeah.
The world's largest fat mucket.
Fat mucket. Yeah, get your picture.
Dude, seriously, I kind of want this now. Can anybody make a big fat mucket's a freshwater mussel? For anybody, it's newer, doesn't know. It's a giant freshwater mussel. We just love the name. It's the second most common one in Ohio. If you can make us a giant fat mucket, because Ohio is also home to the world's largest horseshoe crab.
Ah, I didn't know that.
It's a giant metal one down in Cincy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But like that,
yeah.
If anybody can make a giant fat mucket, I'm sure it doesn't have to be huge to be the world's largest fat mucket.
But at least 6 foot by 8 foot.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We could get it certified then and make it like an actual thing on the world. Like there's a whole certification process for the world's largest X.
Oh yeah, like the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota, the albino squirrel emporium, there's other ones.
Oh.
The Mecca of albino squirrels, that's what it's called. The Mecca of albino squirrels.
Okay.
That's on the list.
We're going to talk about the Khaiyr beast.
Yeah, Khaiyr.
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 Yep.
All right, look at that.
Man, I'm not going to pronounce any of these right. There's not a lot on this, but I've seen it's gotten some really cool art about it. It's a weird looking lake monster, but there's just not a lot on it.
Okay.
It's just one of those lake monsters that, there's a monster in that lake.
Lake monster, huh?
Yeah, it's a volcanically active Lake Khaiyr, which is located in the isolated Yansky area of Yansky.
What country is that?
Well, it's in eastern Siberia.
Okay, so this has been a Russian lake-themed week, huh?
Yeah, so that's actually the reason I found out about this is later on in the week you'll hear about the seals.
Ooh. Well, you did it. You did it this time.
The Baikal seals.
It wasn't me this time, guys.
This is neighbors with the Baikal.
Okay.
Hint. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Home to a creature that has been known as the Khaiyr beast. It was first sighted during an expedition to the Lonely region in search of rare mineral deposits. So this happened a lot in Siberia, where some of that, like the weird alien base things and the giant metal like domes, and like we're seeing, because Siberia, if anybody didn't know, now like when it's cold, it's super, super inhospitable. Mm-hmm. When it's warm, the ground is extremely mucky, and it has like the highest level of mosquitoes per square inch on the planet.
Oh gosh!
Like there was one survey, and I can't remember where it was. The guy literally killed himself over the mosquitoes.
Oh yeah,
because it was just, it would not stop biting.
Oh man!
So you need heavy equipment to get to some of these areas, and it's really slow moving. And if you go in the winter, it sucks.
It's like Darren Kuyu.
If you go in the summer, it sucks more.
Yeah, or not Darren Kuyu. It's like going to what's the different humans that we found? The cave. Denisovan.
Which they're like, I don't know anymore, but it used to be like a 13-day travel.
It takes forever to get back into. Yeah.
So Siberia it's the largest part of Russia and the lowest population. We've talked about it before. It's like, I don't have it written in front of me, but it's like 50,000 people for this massive amount of land, and most of them live around the edge of it. Mm-hmm. So we've done episodes on like mammoths in Siberia sightings and stuff like that, which I do believe there's a very good chance that there still are like ice age mammals in remote Siberia, just because there's no people there, and you can't go there. Like,
right?
Me and you can't go there, even without the Russian government stuff, stopping things. But you to move in and do research and stuff like that, it's almost impossible. So rare mineral deposits were a driving force with a lot of these weird findings of people claiming to find like everything from alien bases to lake monsters to the dragons we've talked about in our dragons episode. There's a giant dragon lives here in Siberia. Mm-hmm. to the giant dome cities, to this giant obelisk that they think is Earth's defense system from an ancient culture.
I've seen it played out through media stories, or games, movies, TV shows.
When it was seen, it was standing, and then the second time it was seen, it was leaning. But they think that meteor that exploded over Siberia.
Maybe. What's that called? Tunguska.
Yeah, they think that it was maybe intercepted by this tower, like it shot an energy beam to make sure it didn't hit something.
Right. Yeah. And that game, Subnautica. That's how.
Yeah.
You find like an old what would be an alien base ship, and then something's coming flying towards. I think it was the ship.
The Sunbeam.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah, because it was a rescue ship.
Yeah, the rescue ship. It was called the Sunbeam. Yeah, coming down to rescue him, and then that
the Aurora was the big ship that blew up.
Yep, that blew up, and then this thing launched and destroyed the rescue ship.
Leviathan class life form in area. It's my favorite part of that game.
Oh, you're talking about Subnautica.
Yeah, when she's like Leviathan class organism in area.
That was one of the scariest games I've ever played in my life.
And then if you go over the trench, she'll be like Leviathan class organism in the area. Are you sure whatever you're doing here is important?
Yeah. You're gonna die.
Like, what did you just say? Like, that's the only human thing she says the entire game.
Yeah.
Like question.
Right. Yeah.
Like what? The AI is like,
yeah.
We're gonna die.
Right. Yeah.
So one morning, Mr. Gladkey, which was at the time a renowned Russian mineralogist, woke up early and to enjoy some solitude in the untouched splendor of this remote area. He walked down to the lake's edge to get a better view of the sunrise, and he came face to face with a gigantic jet black long neck with a small-headed animal that emerged from the water and began feeding on the long grass sprouting from the shoreline.
Okay.
I want you to pay attention to some of these details.
Okay.
So it's a long-necked thing.
Black.
With a tiny head relative to its body.
Right.
But huge body.
Okay.
And it's eating grass on the shoreline.
Okay.
Upon seeing this creature, Gladkin ran back to camp alerting his team members of the creature and grabbing his rifle.
So he's going to shoot this thing?
That's how biology was done. He's a mineralogist.
Ah, okay.
The group of men returned to the lake with rifles in hand. However, the creature had already slipped back into the water, leaving nothing more than an extremely large impression in the grass. Gladkey was mocked by his team members until several days later, when the expedition chief, along with two other assistants, claimed to have also seen this creature as it surfaced in the center of the lake and looked at the men.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, this lake is absolutely massive.
Mm-hmm.
And they seen either the same creature or a similar creature like 3 days later. And it just popped up and it was, breathing, hanging out in the lake, and just looked over at him. The thing hadn't done nothing, but it exists.
That's something. That's enough for me.
The men described it as being black with a long neck creature, as Gladkey had saw, according to what it appeared. But it also seemed to have a distinct dorsal fin.
Okay.
Which is very odd.
Yeah.
Being scientists, the group could not rest until they figured out what they had saw. And after much debate, the group concluded that it had to be an
Snollygoster.
Close, an ichthyosaur.
An old fish?
No, okay. An ichthyosaur, which you're right, fish, is a marine reptile. They're they look like dolphins, the reptile version of a dolphin.
Okay.
From the, Jurassic and Cretaceous, I believe.
Okay.
No, sorry, the Jurassic and the Jurassic.
Okay.
They weren't around in the Cretaceous, I don't think. I think they went extinct by then. So they weren't the group, though, that had long necks, which has always surprised me reading this stuff. Is that ichthyosaurs normally had bills or the beaks, so long noses with a lot of teeth.
Okay.
Like Shastosaurus, though, was a huge one that was like, we think like a whale, that they may have been like a giant pouch feeder.
Okay.
But they have all of them have a very similar body plan, but they had a dorsal fin, like dolphins. So that's that convergent evolution. They did a similar niche to dolphins, so they have similar bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of look like if a bird, a dolphin, and a shark all were kind of mixed into one.
That's a freaky fauna, if you ask me.
But to me, a plesiosaur because of the long neck. So there was pliosaurs, which are related to plesiosaurs. They had the short neck and the big head, like a Predator X, Liopleurodon. These massive, almost crocodilian flippered monsters.
Almost like mosasaur body plan-ish.
Yeah, but no tail. Like they had a stubby little tail. More like sea turtles with a giant toothy head.
Without the shell.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they still had that big wide body.
Correct, yeah.
Mosasaurs were more like modern crocodilians. Long, slender bodies.
Okay.
And using the tail to move.
Okay. As their rudder.
Yeah. And their power source.
And their motor. Motor and rudder.
So yeah, the team felt that they had seen an ichthyosaur. And I really think this is mostly because of what they believe they viewed a dorsal fin. So plesiosaurs, pliosaurs, and mosasaurs did not have dorsal fins. They had flippers. Ichthyosaurs were the only of the marine reptiles that had that. But yeah, so that's what they thought. A species of prehistoric reptile, thought to be extinct, obviously, for millions of years. Modern researchers have concluded that the group of men were mistaken, but their own description does not match any ichthyosaur look-alike today.
Okay.
So they were, like I said, they were probably thinking they'd seen plesiosaur.
Right.
These guys were scientists, but were not biologists.
Fair. Okay.
Like I said, the one guy was a mineralogist.
Yeah. So they go through the scientific method, or they're used to, practicing with that, but it's not their area of expertise.
Yeah, the type of biology. So based on the description, people believe that they had seen a plesiosaur or maybe some other marine reptile. Skeptics are quick to dismiss the sighting in the Lake Khaiyr as an illusion created by subaquatic tremors.
Huh? They think it's an illusion? That it came up out of the water, looked at him, had eyes, was eating grass, and left a big impression.
Because this lake is extremely volcanically active.
Okay.
Resulting in boiling water, rushes of boiling water hitting the surface, resulting in massive disturbances and throwing anything on the bottom of the lake to the surface for extended periods of time. So what the guys may have seen out in the middle of the lake may have been a giant log.
Yeah.
Because there are spouts of superheated water that's shooting this thing.
Right, which would...
So it's moving, and it has a big long neck, and it's black, and it's shiny, and it's way out in the middle of the lake. So this really didn't fit the first guy's thing.
Right, yeah.
But as far as the second group's,
they could fit, yeah.
Resulting in massive disturbance. All this may explain, the second eyewitness, it does not explain Gorlke's, close range sighting of a grazing creature. Due to the remoteness of the location and fear of volcanic activity in the area, it is still rarely visited today by scientists or even tourists. Because it's an active volcano.
Okay. That in combination, it's hard to get to.
It's extremely hard to get to, and it could blow.
Interesting.
Thus, sightings are very few and far in between, and we don't know much about what even lurks in this deep water. As far as I could find, Lake Khaiyr has very, very little biological surveys on it. There's nobody living on the lake as far as any number of people.
Right. Nothing of significance that can accurately record or...
I couldn't find a very good list of even fish species found in the lake.
Wow.
And you'll hear later in the week, Baikal, another, Siberian lake that has seals. There are people that live on it. Even though it is in Siberia, it is a productive ecosystem for animals and people. This is an extremely dangerous area. And it's volcanically active, and that's why they're looking for rare earth minerals, because volcanoes, if anybody didn't know, are normally a place where you can find some deep earth elements.
Right, because
they come up to the surface.
There. Yeah.
So there's been sightings of this thing through the years where anybody gets to venture out there. There's just not a lot of information on the lake itself.
Yeah.
Let alone the monster. So I'll describe further what the creature looked like to you.
Okay.
Because he did write down a more apt description. Long, black neck. With it, a blocky head that appeared to have 2 nubs on it.
Okay.
With a short face, and it was eating grass. Does that sound like any other aquatic monster? Nubs on the head. You're struggling.
Yeah.
Long neck.
Ohio horn serpent.
No.
Okay.
The nubs aren't in a row. They're like giraffe nubs.
Oh, okay. On the sides. Okay.
Leaning out of the water to eat grass.
Leland All Lake Monster?
No.
Okay. Am I close?
No.
Okay. Shifting gears.
You want me to just tell you?
Yeah, please.
Pinky.
Oh, pinky. Okay.
Besides the color?
Yeah, I was going to say, not black, though.
No, not the color. But the descriptions and the drawings of this thing look very similar to Pinky.
Okay.
With the 2 nubs on its head, the big, wide, short, head, this giant body, and Pinky was often leaning out of the water, eating terrestrial grasses.
Okay.
It's weird to me that, not a lot of lake monsters are seen, or water monsters are seen eating grasses. So it just was something, and then it had the nubs on its head too. So I don't know what this thing is, but it just kind of reminded me of Pinky reading about it.
Well, but the fin though.
So the fin thing I can dismiss. I think it was laying on its side when they seen the fin. I think it was a flipper, not a dorsal fin.
Oh, okay.
We talked about that with some of the Conrot and stuff like that, where I think that, it was maybe on its side, not directly, because whales do that, seals do that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think it had a dorsal fin, because the guy that's seen it on lands didn't say anything about a dorsal fin.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just a weird
Pinky.
lake monster with a volcanic lake that's super active.
That would be cool. I would like to know more about the lake, like kind of how we broke down Loch Ness.
If there was more information available, I would love to do that.
Oh, I
But
know you would.
there's
I already know you would.
I found very little prominent information.
Well, I mean, I can't hold back from believing that there is a lake monster here just because simple fact of Loch Ness. When we broke down the lake and the size and its shape, and it just leaves a lot of potential for something to hide
Be hidden.
or things to come in and out of that lake.
So this is a landlocked lake as far as we know.
Right.
It has to have extremely deep water.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the fish assessments, which is what I was looking into, are based off of nearby areas.
So, okay. So there's nothing specifically.
They're just like these animals, these fish, for example, live in the area, so they probably are in the lake.
Right. They should be here,
Yeah.
probably there, yeah.
But it stays obviously a lot warmer than other lakes in Siberia.
All right. So you think there would be a lot of life, it could harbor a lot of
Now,
life.
here's the thing with that, is that, for example, let's say there was a hot water lake in the UP of Michigan.
Okay.
I could see there being a lot less life.
Okay.
Because everything in the localized area is adapted for cold water survival.
Right. Anything in there is hyper specific for that.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's if a lake trout or any of the localized fish species get in there, they probably won't survive because they're not adapted to that.
Right.
So it's harder for animals from the local area to take advantages of those resources, specifically for fish.
Yeah.
Most fish are adapted for extremely narrow temperature ranges.
Well, you're kind of giving me the thought now, with it being like that, a warm lake. So that means there should be a lot of plant life.
Yeah, so that's 100%.
So it could support a big
Herbivorous,
herbivore. Yeah.
There's very few
Because
marine herbivores, aquatic herbivores, but hippos, manatees,
Yeah.
and Pinky.
Yeah. With lots of availability. And if you're in an isolated area where what's going to be living there then to eat? What's going to be its predator?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's a cow.
So it gives it a lot of space, and maybe it's her omnivore. We don't know for sure. So what if it is just so big, it can be aggressive and be a predator, not necessarily eat, but just to
So here's the thing.
live.
And you'll hear later in this week, we've been doing this last couple of weeks, that, how did it get here then? If it's landlocked and it's, by itself and it's odd.
Cannons.
No, like the bicow seals and stuff like that. They don't know how the seals got there at all.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Listen for Friday. What a freshwater group of seals in a lake in Siberia that's relatively far from this place.
Right, yeah, on a global scale.
They have no idea how they got there.
Yeah.
And they just are.
They're just there.
Yeah, so I could see, like you were saying, a big herbivorous aquatic creature. Maybe it's a primitive, like dugong type animal from like the Mesozoic era.
Uh-huh.
So, when mammals were taking weird and crazy shapes.
Right, yeah.
For anybody that didn't know, there was, the new planet or prehistoric planet just came out and it showed some of the otters.
Lion otters?
Yeah, so these giant otters, like the size of panthers.
Wow, this is the first I've heard of these. Water panthers.
Yeah, I've said that for years. That I think they were just giant otters, water
Right.
panthers. They would fight like saber-toothed cats and stuff like that for prey. Because they weren't as big, but they were in packs still. Maybe I didn't know otters punch way above their weight class.
Way, yeah. They're mean.
And they had giant incisors. They had these giant cutting teeth. And then there was a type of leopard seal that hunted African mammals in rivers.
Wow.
So they're marine creatures is what I'm getting at. Can end up in weird places.
Yeah.
And this thing seems to have some terrestrial capabilities. I'm not saying it's, doing sprints or anything like that.
No, yeah, but it can. It has the ability.
And then there's also the thought of the out of space stuff, out of time stuff, dinosaurs. There's several dinosaurs that probably shouldn't be in, like, we talked about the brontosaurus like animal that the Native American man seen in Canada. Yeah. Come out of the forest, get in the lake and swim away.
And is that a time slip
or
phenomenon? A holdover, yeah. Or is the time scale just so far off? And these are just
all of it.
Yeah. These are just isolated populations that, hey, just happen to be no humans live there, so these things lived.
I don't necessarily think this is a dinosaur. I think you're probably more accurate with probably a marine mammal. Yeah. That's a herbivore.
Right.
Like, I don't know if it's a long neck dugong or anything like that, but we talked about like some of the maned sea monsters, the long neck maned creatures, which may be long neck pinnipeds, seals.
Yeah.
That kind of fits this description because sometimes they have nubs on their head. And so it could be from the last ice age that they got landlocked and turned herbivorous because there's just,
that's the most food available. They filled the niche. What if it's a giant turtle that lost its shell because it has no reason to have it anymore?
That's happened a couple times. We've talked about that in Great Lakes too.
Yeah.
Some of the giant turtles.
Turtle tastes good. I hate the fact that they do, but they do.
But no, I mean, it's an interesting creature. I wish I had more about it. It's in my sea monster books or sea, lake, and river monster books.
Yeah.
But there's nothing more than like 3 or 4 paragraphs on it.
Okay, so yeah.
There's this really famous first encounter with it in the expedition. A couple adventurers have gone to the lake and said they've seen it, but nothing substantial.
And 99.9% of all life on Earth's been extinct or gone through.
Yeah.
I guess
right now there's 2 million. So for anybody at home, there's 1.2 million species documented of life. And I think that's excluding like bacteria and stuff like that.
It would have to be, I would imagine.
But scientists estimate there's 4 to 6 million species alive on the planet right now.
That we just haven't even...
We do believe most of those are smaller than your thumb.
Right, yeah.
But
we just haven't recorded them yet. And, with that fact being, and over, the history of time, as long as things have existed here, I just think that provides a lot of potential for a lot of animals. They don't have to be supernatural or weird or time slips or... It's just a lot of animals could still be existing.
There are plenty of creatures that just live, it's called endemic. They just live there.
Yeah, just there.
There's enough to support them.
Waiting to be discovered, or maybe they were discovered and they just been forgotten about throughout time because that happens. We forget or we lose things.
I mean, this could be the whole population of lake monsters that have been killed off over the years.
Yeah.
And that's just one of their strongholds.
Because there's not people there. It's kind of crazy how... the places with less people tend to have more life, or not more life, but more...
no, you're right.
I guess different life, a thriving life, even the most extreme places.
It's extremophiles. I mean, there's sharks in active volcanoes right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and with that being in a lake, I can't imagine what kind of biology could live there, being in such an extreme... isolated lake in such a cold place, but then the lake itself is warm. Like that's who knows what that could yield. But I don't know. It's fun to think about, and man, do I wish I could just like go to these places. That would be fun. Do we have those resources? Is there a give, send, go to send me to northern Siberia? I think people would pay to see that. Can we just like recreate dirty jobs, but send us to like weird animal spots?
That'd be nice.
That would be sweet. Yeah. You do all that. You're like the micro teaching side of it, like the, but then I'll do the part where like get down into it. Like when he was working in a bowling alley as a bowling alley mechanic.
So there is a river that goes to the Arctic Sea that flows in and out of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking on the map and I did not see that written anywhere.
Huh. Maybe it's a new...
Well, I'm leaning more towards it. Maybe this is a population of seagull and like Maine seals or Pinky, whatever Pinky is.
That just found their home here?
Well, that's what I believe Pinky was. It was an ocean-going animal that...
Found a warm spot. Why wouldn't you stay there?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm seeing weird... there's just not a lot of good information on this lake.
Well, maybe there's reason.
It is
for that,
literally
too.
in the middle of nowhere. Like,
Maybe there's reason for that, though.
it is way above the Arctic Circle.
Because I feel like a lot of things they don't want, they being with the powers that be, whoever controls the
omnipresent beings.
Yeah, the Time Police and the Smithsonian and all them fun entities. The important information that can break the narrative or open people's eyes and minds to think differently outside of the dominant paradigm, that information is just, suppressed. Or it's discredited, or it's, they attack the people talking about the information rather than the information itself. So those are key little things to pay attention to when you're taking in information and knowledge from people like us or on the anywhere on the internet or any sort of media form. So yeah, I don't know. Fun stuff. Always stay vigilant.
All right. Well, I've been the great and powerful mystery.
And I've been JClone27.
We'll catch you next week, guys. Bye. Hey guys, thank you for listening to Cryptids of the Corn podcast. Remember, the best way to support the show is share it with a friend. But if you are craving more of the J clones
And more from Mr. E.
there's always extra content on Patreon.
And our paid member space on cryptidsofthecorn.com.
We'll catch you next time with more exciting, fun, and informative information. Bye.